What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cali Veil, late night edition, or late evening edition, I should say. A hot spot to travel to right now is Japan. But why is infidelity and prostitution not a big deal there? Makes you kind of wonder, huh? Because in the West, people crash out when they get cheated on, or when they think somebody is cheating, or what's considered cheating. See, in the West, it's even considered cheating if you plan on your next relationship with the next person after you break up with the current person. So if you already have somebody to go to after your current relationship, that's considered cheating too. Everything's considered cheating in America. So let's find out the fascination between infidelity in Japan. Let's go.
Why isn't visiting adult entertainment venues considered cheating by many Japanese women? Why do 70% of Japanese men and half of Japanese women cheat? Does Japan really love infidelity that much? Why do partners cheat? And why can so many Japanese forgive it so easily?
Because of the toxic work culture. After working 12 hours, you have to go out drinking with your boss. Now, don't get it twisted. A lot of people in the West, on the West Coast, in the West world, America, including Canada, a lot of people in elite positions, especially if you work in the corporate sector, there's a lot of socializing outside of the office. These are corporate parties, corporate socialization, nights out. And the difference is, in America, you could choose not to partake in that. You could stay to yourself. But see, it's more forced in Asian countries like Korea, Japan, China. You know where I'm getting at. And see, a lot of times, there's a lot of alcohol involved too. And where there's alcohol, wherever the party is. But see, in America, we don't have KTVs is not really a thing here, but they do exist.
To answer these questions, let's go back to what became known as Japan's Year of Infidelity.
Ah, wow, you look like a pervert. Look how he's smiling at the kids. Jesus.
2016. That year, thanks to relentless Japanese media coverage, a wave of celebrity scandals broke out. Best-selling writer Hirota Ototak, born without limbs and once seen as a symbol of inspiration, was
Now, if he ain't got no problem getting none, you have no excuse. Even if you have to pay for it.
exposed for having between 5 and 50 mistresses.
Wow. Okay, he got the baddies too. They ain't bad looking. You just don't know if they underage or not.
Just as he was preparing a run for the Senate as a role model. Other scandals included the lead singer of Gesu no Kiwami Otome involved with a mixed-race actress.
This girl looks straight up white. It's not a bad thing, but understand something. In most countries, including America, the lighter your skin is, the more powerful you have. It's like that in Brazil too. It's mostly in large countries. Countries that are obsessed with skin products. Korea has the best skin products for skin whitening. So, if you're white, you're gonna clean up good there.
A German parliamentarian having an affair while his wife was pregnant and hospitalized. Singer W fathering a child with a married woman, and actors caught cheating on pregnant wives with co-actors or even students. In 2016, two buzzwords swept Japan. Bunshun Canon, a nickname for Shukan Bunshun magazine known for destroying careers with exposés and immoral love, dubbed after one of the scandals. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. Infidelity in Japan isn't limited to celebrities. How common is cheating in Japan? According to the Japan Family Planning Association, by 2017, 37% of men and 24% of women had affairs, so 1 in 3 men and 1 in 4 women have cheated.
I mean, it's not a surprise because when you spend a lot of time away from each other, your coworkers are like your second groups of family, whether you like it or not. We have all these toxic videos talking about they're not your friends, just go home. But in countries like this, you're looked down upon if you're not socially involved with your coworkers after a long shift, after a long day at work. So emotions come into play too. You're feeling this person, they had this tight ass skirt on and you want to hit it in the bathroom on the lunch break, that kind of shit. You guys are being escorted to parties. You guys get a romantic moment to yourself and you just take advantage of the time that you guys are away from your other coworkers. Office romance. So, I mean, what can you do? It's no different than going overseas, getting deployment for military. You're going to be away from your girlfriend or your wife a long time and she's pregnant with your child. You guys are both going to be cheating and fucking other people. So at some point, you're just going to have to accept it.
Women tend to have one specific affair partner, while men often have multiple, often without emotional ties.
Bullshit. Usually there's about 5 guys to 1 female. We all know that women could clean up easier than men can. So I don't know where the hell they got that shit from.
How did it become so widespread? A Pew Research Center poll in 2014 found that 69% of Japanese consider infidelity morally unacceptable, which is higher than India, but lower than most countries.
What?
That means nearly 1 in 3 don't see a moral issue, with cheating strikingly close to the actual cheating rates. What about the law? Since the 1947 Constitution introduced gender equality, infidelity is no longer a crime. Only married women could be punished before.
Wow. Now check this out. There are states here in the West, Alabama and a few other states in America, it is illegal to cheat on your spouse, whether you're male or female. And you could be found and press charges against if you're accused.
Now it's just grounds for divorce or division of assets. Japanese law defines infidelity as an intimate relationship outside marriage. Thus, visiting adult entertainment venues like massage parlors or nightclubs is not legally considered cheating unless there is direct, proven physical involvement.
Well, what if you have an all-time favorite and you keep seeing the same person? I'll consider that cheating. But if you're just exploring different places in different venues, then maybe not. Because it's a business transaction.
In 2014, a Tokyo court ruled that a hostess who had sexual relations with a regular customer did not count as adultery. The reasoning: it was a business strategy to retain customers, thus it posed no harm to his marriage. This ruling sparked controversy, as it set a precedent for viewing paid affairs as just business. With permissive laws and flexible social morals, it's no surprise that dramas about infidelity become hits, dating apps for extramarital affairs thrive, and detective agencies profit from exposing secret relationships.
Jeez. So, I'm gonna throw in my own stats. Most social media platforms are large grounds for prostitution. These broke-ass Instagram models, Facebook, OnlyFans, not so much, a small percentage, but it's mostly Instagram. Any platform where anybody could pretty much send somebody a direct message in their inbox. And I'm not talking about cell phone text messages. It goes far beyond that. Like, there's so many different ways you can contact people now that you have rich corporate CEO men, high value men, that could just go into any young girl's inbox, a college student, and they know they'll do anything for money, so they'll pimp them out, prostitute them. It's easy to do. It goes on all the time. It's just that nobody has time to monitor that on Instagram or on any of these social media platforms. Like, the security is just out the window. Like, security is pointless because it's a large ground for prostitution.
But what's shocking is how the Japanese approach it. Let me ask you, do you think going to an adult entertainment venue is cheating?
No. It's no different than going to a bar. You leaving tips for the barista, bartender, whatever you want to call it. You have your favorite spot to go to wind down. That's why these places exist. Bars, clubs, massage parlors. People need places that they can wind down to when they're away from home. They say home sweet home, but home ain't always sweet. Especially when they can find a sweet spot at a business.
Japan Family Planning Association includes such services in its definition of infidelity, but many Japanese women don't. Surveys show that half of Japanese men over age 20 have visited such places, fewer women. A University of Tokyo survey of 8,000 people revealed. 48% of men have used these services.
Wow.
60% of women said it is not cheating. 80% of men agree. The usual excuses. It's just work related. It's a way to relax. It's purely transactional. No emotions involved.
Yeah, not at first, but like I said, if there's an all-time favorite of yours, that's when it becomes cheating.
It's better than an affair with someone emotionally involved. Surprisingly, many women have internalized this thinking. They'd rather their partner visit a hostess club than engage emotionally with another woman because it's just a service, not the heart.
Well, you gotta like something about the other person, especially if y'all going Rosky, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. So when it's a business transaction, usually there's protection involved, right? Most married people, when they're cheating with their coworkers or somebody they're going to at school, a lot of times there's no protection involved. And that's how you end up getting other people pregnant, the STDs and all that. Versus if they go to a soap land or engage in some activity at a KTV club, a karaoke lounge, for those of you that don't know what that is, a KTV, that's what that is. It's a karaoke bar. So to the elite men that go there, they leave these women large tips. They play games, dominoes, cards with them in private rooms. And sometimes these women will offer extra services, depending on which one you go to. You have to know people and you have to know the spots to go to.
This normalization reflects a long-standing society where male transgressions are tolerated far more than female ones. Before the 1940s, affairs and visits to entertainment venues were almost considered a men's right. Meanwhile, women were severely...
See, this is what most people want. They want somebody... Most men want a woman at home that already has his house clean, getting everything together before you get off work and you come home. This used to be the standard. But now that women could compete with men and make just as much money as them, they feel like they don't have to do this anymore, which is fine. They could even live by themselves and support themselves now and clean their own house. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that because that's what I'm currently doing now. But see, in places like Korea, women are expected to do it all. They're supposed to have children and still work just as hard as a man and work all day and grind it out. So you can't do both. You can't be about your career and work 80 hours a week and then try to be a devoted mother. It don't work like that. It's either one or the other.
punished for infidelity. And it doesn't stop there. Even when there is classic cheating, many women forgive. A 2018 survey of 1,000 women found 41% broke up, 22% forgave and stayed, 38% stayed but didn't forgive.
Well, here's the thing. Even if they do forgive them, just remember that that ruins the trust, if there was ever any trust to begin with. But then most people end up marrying the wrong partner anyway. And then most women only marry for security, benefits, or even to get to somebody else in in the man's social group. So not everybody's married for the right reason, which leaves room for infidelity. Or some people are into an open marriage or relationship and they know they're going to do it anyway. But a lot of times it's just a business.
Other studies show 30-40% of cheated partners remain together. Some truly believe in their partner's remorse. Others stay for the children or financial dependence.
And understand something. Let's say they've been married a few years. One person paid off the other person's debt. A lot of married couples are usually just stay together just because they can't afford to live on their own again, if they ever lived on their own to begin with. Just remember that the average person here in the States cannot afford to 100% pay for everything themselves, because a lot of people here work mediocre jobs. But then at the same time, a lot of people are trying to get into tech. We have a lot of tech heads here, depending on where you live at. If you live on the West Coast, most likely you either work in healthcare or tech. But tech jobs don't have a lot of security, so.
And some even retaliate.
Ooh.
About 20% of cheated partners cheat back, creating a kind of forced open marriage. This became so widespread that the media coined it Show marriages. What's the future of infidelity in Japan?
I mean, a lot of hikikomori people, which pretty much, they turned off society and they live in like little closeted spaces like this. Maybe for better or for worse, maybe to save money, because cost of living is expensive for young people. So this is the common setup for young men in Asian countries. You have people living in closets. So
In 2016, reactions erupted. Fiction started criticizing male cheaters, not just female ones. Check these numbers. 2012, 27.5% men, 10% women. 2017, 37% and 24%. 2020, jumped to 68% and 46%. The gender gap is shrinking and it's shocking. The pandemic likely accelerated this, but so did women's rising economic independence. 70% of households in 2023 have dual incomes. More independence equals more opportunity. Today, half of affairs happen between two married partners, which would have been unthinkable decades ago. Though women aren't yet equal in financial power, only 6% in affairs with single men, things are shifting. Where do most affairs happen? At work, then among friends, finally through dating apps. But
your next door neighbor, the girl next door? No? Alright. I guess that's too old school.
But shocking or not, Japan has always had a complicated relationship with love and desire. In the Edo period, adultery could lead to death, yet it was common. Korean envoys noted people freely sharing wives to relieve longing.
Sharing is caring. If you ain't my baby. If you don't remember Tom and Jerry, a lot of you guys are too young to remember that, or you just have amnesia. Sharing wives. She's not yours, it's just your turn. This is a prime example. Your girl is being shared.
The visit marriage existed. Husband and wife lived apart, and he visited only at night. If another man was already there, he'd pretend not to notice. Divorce? Just stop visiting. Pre-modern polygamy and open marriages were socially accepted without clear dominance. Over time, women lost status, became second class, and men's exploitations became normalized socially and legally tolerated. Today, Japan seems to have entered another phase. Separation of body and mind. Separation of love and family structure. Monogamy became symbolic, not practical. To the world, Japan might seem morally collapsing. But to the Japanese, perhaps it's just a return to a cultural tradition that never fully disappeared. As actor Junichi Ishida said after his scandal in the 90s, infidelity is a culture.
Is it? It's something to do. It's like chasing a natural high. And if you're the breadwinner, you ain't worried about your spouse leaving you or not. The only thing you worried about is how it's gonna hurt you financially, your assets. So cheating ain't going nowhere. And your partner's not gonna be the last person you sleep with, whether you stay married or not. This is Kylie Veo. Thank you for checking this out. It was interesting. So basically, don't settle.